come because I had got a question. I keep getting the questions asked, and people asking me, why is it so hard to get rid of bed bugs? So I wanted to come and answer that question on a live, just in case some folks come in and have some questions or just want to chat. But guys, it's not per se that hard to get rid of bed bugs. Like, it's a lot of things in this world that's not easy. And I'm not going to say it's a snap of the finger. No, it's not. But it is a process. That's the problem that a lot of people have. That's the issue with a lot of people not getting rid of the bugs. It is really a process. Once you follow that process, you will get rid of them. And remember, you can encounter bed bugs more than once. You can encounter them more than twice, a number of times. But if you do the legwork up front, you won't really have to worry about them again. Most people who may treat their homes or who may have their homes treated, and then they say, well, they came back. No, they didn't come back. They never left. If you don't treat your home properly, you are not going to get rid of these bed bugs. They're just not going to go anywhere. Bed bugs don't die out. They don't just leave and find somewhere else to go. They will stay exactly where they are. If it's not a human host around where they can get blood from, they will just sit and wait. Bed bugs can live without feeding for over a year. They can be in hibernation for over a year without feeding. So if they're in a home or an apartment or somewhere where there's nobody living there or any a blood source, because they will drink animal blood too. If animals and things are the only thing available, yes, they will get whatever kind of blood they can. They prefer human blood though, of course. So the way to get rid of bed bugs, and this question that everybody asks a lot, why can't I get rid of these bugs? Why do they keep coming back? One answer: you are not following a process. You have to treat your entire home. You can't just treat your bedroom because you think that's where you're getting bit. You can't just treat a chair in your living room because that's where you think you're getting bit. You can't just treat another spot in your house, because you have to treat everything. One thing about these bugs, and a lot of pesticides, I'm sorry to say, a lot of pesticides are not working now because for some reason they're getting immune to these pesticides. This is through research. It's not through personal experience because I don't use the pesticides. Only thing I've ever used was diatomaceous earth. Only thing I've ever used. When I had the bed bugs, when I figured out how to get rid of them and I went into action and got rid of them, that was that. When I encountered bed bugs that second time, someone who was living here bought the bug in my house, which I knew he was going to do because I kind of figured the people who he was working with had those bugs. Don't ask me why, but I had that feeling. They had a lot of clutter, and just the way he was describing the home to me, and it has nothing to do with dirt, filth, or none of that. It has nothing to do with that because bed bugs are not interested in that. But they do like clutter because they get to have a million places to hide when you have stuff piled up all over the place. Clothes, boxes, whatever. That's where they hide. That's where they thrive. And they're not easy to see. The bugs are so tiny, you barely could see them, even if they're in your bed. You have to search for the bugs. Now, if you have like dark color mattress or dark color sheets, it's almost impossible to see them. A light color or white, very easy to see them once you know what you're looking for. So again, you have to have all the bases covered. You want to know how to get rid of the bugs, you have to have all bases covered. All the bases, your entire home. Is it a lot of work? If you got a big home, yeah. If you have like a 2 or 3 bedroom apartment, yeah. It's a lot of work, but think about it like this. Do you rather keep getting bit or you rather get rid of the bugs? When I had to do this process, it was not easy. I mean, I was exhausted. I was mentally drained. I didn't know, number one, what I was dealing with for real. Once I found out that they were bed bugs, I went into action, but I still didn't know what was going on. I still didn't know how I was actually going to get rid of them, or if I was, where they came from, what is a bed bug for real. The only thing I had ever heard was good night, sleep tight, don't let the bed bugs bite. That's it. I mean, what is a bed bug? Where do they come from? Why do they bite so much? Why do they keep sucking your blood? Where are all these big nuts? I had a million questions. And nobody answered my questions. There was nobody around to tell me anything. I went to the emergency room. All they told me was they were insect bites, and they gave me cortisone cream, and they sent me on my way. Sat in the emergency room for 3 hours just to hear what I already knew. I knew it was some kind of bug, but what bug is it? Went online, did extensive research, and found out it was bed bugs. And I had seen a bug like 3 or 4 days previous, but I didn't know what kind of bug it was. I just seen a little tiny thing crawling across my ceiling, and I'm looking because I don't like bugs. I'm scared of bugs. I'm not scared of the tiny, tiny ones, but I still don't like bugs. So I just got the raid and sprayed it and got it and got rid of it. Never knew in a million years it was a bed bug or what they were. Found out later after all the research I was getting bit by bed bugs because I'm up all night. These bugs will keep you up all night long. They'll keep you up forever. You can't sleep once you start getting bit. I had bought a flashlight. Still have my flashlight. This flashlight was like glued to me. I fall asleep with the flashlight right here on my chest. I'll fall asleep with it, and as soon as I think in my mind, I feel something. I grab light on, flash this, shine the light everywhere, up on the ceiling. I'm in the bed. If I'm getting bit, whatever bite me ain't up there. But I mean, I'm flashing the light all through the house. I was terrified. I was mentally crazy. Thought I was gonna end up in a mental institution. My son said, "Mom, you're gonna have to go to the hospital. Something I think you're losing your mind." I said, "I am losing my mind." They wasn't sensitive to the bites. They were getting bit, but they didn't know because they wasn't sensitive to the bites. I was. I told them after all the research. I said, "Y'all getting bit too. They sucking y'all blood too." I said, "And y'all just don't feel it." But one of my sons called my name. He said, "Mom, now that you show me how these bugs look, it was two of them on my pants leg." And I went crazy. I said, "Didn't I tell y'all to tell me any kind of bug y'all see? If y'all ever seen a bug that you never seen before, let me know." I just went completely crazy. But he said it was two on his pants leg. He was playing the game, and he seen them and he just killed them. He never thought about when I said, "Tell me if you see this, that kind of bug or whatever." So we went on I went on like what you call it, a hunt, a bed bug hunt through every room in the house. Found the most in my son's room, and that's why I think it started. My youngest son. We flipped over the mattress because everything I learned, I said I'm going to do this by whatever I'm reading. Flipped the mattress. It was 3 live bugs. I said, well, they said alcohol would kill it. Got the alcohol. And guys, those of you on the live, please like the live, and I thank you for that. Please thumbs it up. I got the alcohol, excuse me, and sprayed it, and they died instantly. Okay, didn't see any more. Kind of thought that might have been the end of it because, again, that was very new to me at the time. Did not know how these bugs work or anything. Went and checked my son's room. I think at this time when I checked my other son room, my oldest son, I had already started putting down the diatomaceous earth. Once I found out about the diatomaceous earth, and when I tell you guys, I had a portable little washing machine. I was living in an apartment. I always buy a washing machine. I was looking at dryers, everything. When I tell you everything that I was told to do, I was doing. I spent so much money. I went into the Facebook group. I was in like 5 Facebook groups. I was so distraught after joining those Facebook groups because the stuff that I seen and heard had me in tears. I seen how people bodies was getting all bit up. Then you had people in the Facebook groups, either pest control people was saying, "You can never get rid of these bugs." I really boohoo and cried. I said, it's a bug in this world you can't get rid of? What kind of bug is this? A devil bug? How can you not get rid of this bug? But anyway, I'm listening to these people because they're pest control people. If they say it, most of we're going to believe it. But in my mind, I'm like, no, it's no way. No, I can get rid of these bugs. But anyway, all the products, everything they said buy, I bought everything. I found something about diatomaceous earth because I never used none of those products. I still have those products right now today. That was back in 2019. I still have Cemexa. I still have Crossfire, the concentrate. I have everything I bought. I bought a gigantic steamer, never used it. I bought a handheld one. I never used it for bed bugs. I bought everything. Only thing I ever used was diatomaceous earth and a little teeny bit of alcohol. That's it. When I tell you my whole house was covered, my whole apartment was covered. I had a 3-bedroom apartment. That was a big apartment. I even put it in the back of the deep freezer. I put it in my little room where with the furnace room. I put it in the wall outlets. I put that powder everywhere. It took like, I say, about a week. And I noticed it could have been before a week, but that's when I noticed that I was not getting bit anymore. And I was like, this stuff is working. Because I didn't see any dead bed bugs in the stuff. I didn't see any dead bed bugs, but I seen a lot of other dead bugs. I seen a whole bunch of other dead bugs. Yeah, I know Dr. Make stuff would definitely get rid of them. It would definitely get rid of them. I have a whole channel geared to bed bugs. I had bed bugs back in like 2018, 2019. So this is not new for me. I've just been coming to YouTube and helping people get rid of bed bugs. Now I've helped thousands. So when I tell you, believe me. So once I started seeing all these other bugs, I was like, well, this powder don't only kill bed bugs, it's killing it's a lot of bugs. Even at that time where I was living was mice infested. I mean, at night I would be sitting down in my living room, like at the dining room table, and I would see like three or four mice. They in the floor playing together. Next thing they just playing and jumping up high for the floor, and I'm like, I'm just looking at them. They running and playing and jumping up in the floor, and I'm like, how do I get rid of the mice? I started putting glue traps down. They would take the food off the glue trap, but they never get caught on it. But after the diatomaceous earth in that situation, the mice even disappeared. I think the powder was too much for them because you line your walls and everything. You line everything with the powder. And the same way you line your house for the powder for the bugs, that's how the mice travel. Mice don't usually just run in the middle of the floor unless they have to. They rather run along the wall too, around a corner or something to stay hidden. I think the powder, because they had to run through the corners of the wall. I think that powder kind of got them out of there. Because when I tell you I powdered that whole house, everything was powdered. Once I stopped getting bit, I was nervous though. I was nervous for a very long time. I was like, are they really gone? I didn't know. Are they really gone? In the process of that, I had called my rental office. I was scared to call the rental office at first because I was scared they was going to tell me they're going to charge me $5,000. This is what I was hearing in the Facebook groups, that they're going to charge you all of this money and this and that. I'm like, I'm gonna have to try to do something else because I don't have $1,000. I don't have any of it. So I called the rental office. I said I'm just going to call because I need to know if these bugs are really gone. So when I called, come to find out, they most places or all places probably should, and by law, from what I heard, don't quote me, but from what I heard by law, these places people are supposed to have bed bug policies, a bed bug fund. So if their tenants get these bed bugs, they can treat, and the tenants don't have to pay. Some people, my complex is one of the complex. That's who told me where I was living at the time, because I was planning on moving anyway. But once I came across these bugs, well, I got to the point where I'm like, if I move, I probably take the bugs with me because they got in here some kind of way. I've been living in that place for a couple of years and they wasn't in there. Now they're here. So somebody brought them in here or something. Come to find out, I believe they came through the wall, the outlet. After everything was said and done, an exterminator came. He checked my house and he told me I did such a thorough job. He was like, you should be a pest control person. You need to go to school for pest control. He's like, 'Cause you got rid of the bugs when most people would panic and lose their mind. He said, but you didn't got rid of the bugs. I really don't have to do anything. And he told me that other people in my building had bed bugs, but they keep things like that hush hush. They won't tell everybody because they say they don't want to panic. I just recently seen something about bed bugs on the airplane. It's a couple, a family in Virginia, which is not far from me. Well, I can't say they don't live far because Virginia is big, but they live in Virginia, and they were on two different flights. They showed the woman, she got bit up so bad by these bed bugs on that flight, and they suing. They actually suing the air. They suing the air companies, the airplane companies or flight companies for $2 million for all these bed bugs bites. When they went to tell the stewardess, they told them to keep quiet. Please don't tell people because they didn't want to cause a panic on the plane. So when I'm on my videos, when I'm doing my YouTube shorts, when I'm on my lives, This is not just to come to talk. It is not. This thing is serious, and the only ones who know how serious it is the ones who actually getting bit and can feel these bites. These infestations, they can start. They start very small, but they grow very quickly. So getting rid of bed bugs and why they keep coming back, they're not coming back. You never actually got rid of them. They will hide any and everywhere. Even if you have, like, see my picture right here on my wall. If you have a hole in your wall, a nail hole, and you take the picture out and you leave that nail hole open without closing it off with some putty or whatever, they will hide up in there. They'll hide up in the smallest little crack. Some people's mattresses have these little silver little things like a little flat disc or medallion. They'll hide up under there. Your curtain rods. They will hide up in the curtain rods, and people will never think they'll go in the curtain rods. But they do, because the curtains is up on the wall. Why would they go up there? But they will. It's a lady that I talked to. Her mom found a massive infestation of bed bugs in the middle of the curtain rod, and she almost had a heart attack. Literally. She happened to see a bug or something on the wall, knew they were getting bit, knew they had bed bugs, but didn't know that it was that bad. But she happened to see the bug on the wall, so she went over there. When she pulled the curtain back, and I'm looking at my curtain, but she pulled the curtain back and noticed she seen a couple of bugs. So when she got to pull the thing down and got to look in the rod, and I don't know what kind of curtain rod she exactly had, but it doesn't matter. She pulled them apart, and she just seen so many bugs just running out, coming out. So therefore, she knew it was a whole bunch in it. I think the lady said she got a flashlight and shined a flashlight, and it was just so many bugs. But when I tell you, if it's a place they can hide, they're gonna go there. So you have to cover all the bases. Anywhere you think in your mind that they probably wouldn't go, put the pad there, because that's where they're gonna go. The places where you more than likely think they're gonna go, that's probably where they won't. These are bugs that do not like to be seen, and they don't have to be out. They only come out to feed, and then they go back to their hiding place. And because blood is how they survive, you're gonna constantly get bit till it's gonna just drive you insane. So that's basically what I came to say, guys. I just wanted to speak about why the bed bugs keep coming back, because I keep getting asked this question. Why do I keep getting them? Are they coming from? How do I keep getting them? No, you don't keep getting them. You just never got rid of them. You have to. It's a process to getting rid of bed bugs. I'm gonna keep saying it. I'm gonna keep coming back, and I'm gonna keep saying the same thing, because the story don't change. It doesn't change. It's the same thing. You have to follow a process if you really, honestly, and truly want to get rid of these bugs. A simple spray, a bug spray, is not going to do it. It is not going to do it. So if you really, really, honestly, and truly want to get rid of the bed bugs, I know how to get rid of them. I know how to keep them out of my house, and I do. I know how to show anybody how to get rid of bed bugs. Am I a professional pest control person? No. I'm a person who experienced bed bugs and who did a whole bunch of research. One thing in this world, guys, you don't have to have a degree or education on anything. That's what the law says. That's what the world says. Anything can be taught. Anything. If you go get a new job, you may have done this job before 5 other places, but every time you start a new job, there's going to be something different about that same title. And what are they going to do? They're going to teach you how to do it the way that particular company wants it done. It's with everything. Everything is learned. And once you learn it, that's it. Education, it's a business. You go to school and you get these diplomas, you get these degrees, these PhDs and all this stuff. Somebody getting paid behind what you're doing. But you don't need all of this stuff to know something or to learn something. I know people with PhDs that don't even have a job. They can't find a job. I know people with nothing, no diploma, no certifications or nothing, that got a high paying job. So that's the way this world works, this world we live in. Okay, let me see. I got rid of them for 2 years. My in-laws went to Vegas. They got bed bugs at their hotel. Yep, and brought them home. Well, I didn't know and went over. Yep, bought them. And I'm infested with them again. Yep. I hear you, Patricia. That's exactly how it happened. I created a travel kit, a bed bug travel kit. I have an emergency bed bug action plan. I have created so many different plans now because when I came to YouTube in 2021, I just came and created a video. God put it on my heart. When I tell you He put it on my heart, exactly what I mean. I would have never came to YouTube to talk about bed bugs or bugs. Never. But He pressed on me to do it, so I did it. That one video, when I left YouTube and started getting messages, it was over 20,000 views. Right now, this video has almost 500,000 views. So I've been talking about bed bugs, and I've helped so many people, thousands and thousands of people get rid of them. I have there's so many testimonies, there's so many comments on my channel, everything to help people get rid of bed bugs. When I tell you I have dedicated and devoted my life to this, that's exactly what I've done. Why? Because I know what it's like to deal with these bugs. People who don't know think it's just a regular bug. These are not regular bugs. They just not. And they don't just go away. So again, if you want when getting rid of bed bugs, you have to have your whole home covered. Once you do what you have to do, it's not as hard as it seems. It's just exhausting. Just the fact in your mind that you got to have these bed bugs, or if you had them before and got them again, it's mentally distressed. You are just out of your mind. You don't even want to think about it because now you know you got a whole bunch of work to do. You got a lot of work to do. If you get them, you got to treat your whole house, the whole entire home. Then you got to stop people from coming to your house. You can't be going over people's house. You got to be careful everything you do, going to work, everywhere. Your kids going to school because they in the schools, they at the jobs, they at the hospitals. The hospitals, they work hard to keep them out, but it's hard to keep them out. It's hard to keep them from anywhere because we are human. We travel. We are every day. We somewhere every day. We are the couriers. We are the couriers, but we don't know we're the couriers. And we take them somewhere, and we pick them up from somewhere. They are being spread all over the world. Every time somebody get on an airplane, every time somebody catch the bus, the train, Uber, these bugs are everywhere. And this is not to scare people. Let me read your comment. It's driving me nuts. So I've been using Dr. Make Yourself. I know I spelled it wrong. Yeah. Yep, you did, but that's okay. Patricia, I did have over 100 videos on my channel, but I took most of them down because I get so overwhelmed with helping people get rid of bed bugs that I had to turn it into a business. But what I can say to you, I have a bunch of different products, and all of them are ebooks. All of them are very step by step. The one that I'm promoting now, because as time go by, as I deal with clients and come and do my lives and communicate with people, I brainstorm and I think of even more and more ways to help people get rid of them quicker and quicker. So I've created an action plan. I also have a ebook on how to apply diatomaceous earth and where the places you need to put it. What I did was the same price for that and the same price for the emergency plan are the same. So it would make sense if anybody get the emergency plan, just get that plan and don't get the one for diatomaceous earth because it's included in that for free. But there is, you already know, if you had bed bugs before, you know it's leg work. You know you got to put some work in to get rid of these bugs. But the good thing is, once you put that work in and you keep your house covered, you don't have to worry about it if you get them again. It's when we get them and then we get rid of them, if we get rid of them, and then we're comfortable. You can't be comfortable because you can always get them again. Once you treat your home, you don't have to treat your home every week, every month, every six. You can treat your home every year, or as long as that powder is down and it's not disturbed, or don't get wet, or it's not a bunch of bugs, you don't have to mess with it. You said I watch most of your videos. I need to buy your ebook. I'm going to, once the live is over, I'm going to put the ebook in the link. I'm going to put a link to the ebook. I have a free tracker too, but I'm definitely going to put the link in. Every time I do a live, I put the link in. And as long as you follow it, You will definitely get rid of them. I need to add a maintenance plan to that. I think I have one for a maintenance plan, but I know what you're going through. I know what you're going through. That's why I invest so much time. In the beginning, it was even hard for me to talk about bed bugs. It was really hard. Now I'm okay because I know how to keep my house free. I know how to keep it clear. And once you learn it, it's learned. You don't have to worry about it anymore. Even if you get them again, once you learn how to really get to keep these bugs out your house and how to really treat your home, you don't have to ever worry about that again. You get it and you just do what you have to do and they'll be gone. Yeah, they have in everything, but with the carpets, you have to line the corner of the wall all the way around every room in your house. The living room, the dining room. Only two places I would say you really don't have to treat is the kitchen and the bathroom because nobody spent a lot of time there. But every place else, the basement, the den, all the bedrooms, living room, and dining room, all those areas need to be covered, all depending on if you think it's a big infestation or not. You might have to do a floor in the inside of your closet, around the walls of the floor, the top part of the shelves, just around the shelves, the part that's to the wall, just all around the cracks of everything. I didn't have to do my closets, but I did. I put a border around everything. I put a border around all four poles of my mattress, my bed frame. Then I put a border around the whole bed. I put a border around the door seals, right, going around the door seals. So if they crawled across the rug, I put borders around the entrance of the bedrooms, like if they're coming around down the wall in the hall. I just covered my whole house, and like I said, it took about a week for me to realize I had stopped getting bit. And it could have been before that week, but that's what my mind registered because I was so hysterical and paranoid. And I just realized, I said, wait a minute, I haven't gotten bit. And I had actually started sleeping because even though we stay, it keep us up, eventually we're going to doze and fall off because we have to get sleep. And I noticed I was sleeping and I wasn't jumping up and I wasn't using my flashlight. Okay, I watched one video that your son's friend came over and bought bed bugs. That was my very very first video. That was the very first video, and I thought in the video I thought he did. I thought one of the boys brought it in, but later down the line, I really honestly and truly believe they came through the wall. They came through the vents, my vents and the outlets, because the very first bed bug I seen was on my ceiling. It was crawling like away from the vent, but I didn't at that time. I didn't even know that it was a bed bug. And the reason I thought one of my son's friends did because he kept bringing people in the house, and they come in and play the games and all that stuff. So I really thought that, but I'm not too sure now. And I kind of believe that they came through the wall and the vents. When I went in his room and we looked down on the floors and stuff, they were close to the outlet too. Yeah, and most of them was in his room. The way they got in my bedroom, he used to come in my room all the time and lay on my bed. When he came out of his room and brought his blanket, that's another thing. You cannot carry things from the house to place, grabbing stuff and going in the living room and going in this room. No, if you going out there, don't take nothing with you. You go out there. Do not take nothing with you. If you have to, I don't know. Most people in the house, you have a dryer. You have to wash and dry stuff. You have to dry stuff. Everything on high heat. Everything on high heat. Very high heat. But again, everything is in that. Everything that anybody needs to know is in that ebook. I get asked the same questions over and over, really, because it's not any different questions to ask. When it comes to the point where everybody's asking the same questions, they're asking what they're supposed to. But it's just that I can't over and over and over and over answer these same questions. So that's why I create products now to make it easier for people. And I have a lot of people coming to me, thanking me and praising me and all this stuff. All praises go to God, of course. All praises go to God. Because all the knowledge that I have and everything I'm doing is through Him and only through Him. But you definitely can get rid of them. I have to put the powder in the outlets. Yeah, if I was you, I would put the powder in the outlets. Yes. Just a light dusting, because if you had them before, that means you treated before. So just a light, a light dusting everywhere. Yep. I would definitely put it in the outlets and leave it right there. I never even mess with it. Just leave it there. Take the covers off and put it on back. Put them back on. Because they hide everywhere. And once I found out that these bugs travel through the vents and the outlets, of course you have to do it. And I wouldn't advise anybody to move out. Do not, if you want to move, do not move until you get rid of those bugs. I would advise anybody, don't throw your furniture outside. Don't throw your furniture away, because you're spreading them. And you have to think about it like this: as soon as you throw that furniture outside, somebody may pick it up and take it in their house, or somebody gonna take it somewhere. But now these bugs are crawling around. A lot of times they come right back to you, because there could be somebody right in your building that takes something that you threw out. Yeah, kill them out first. If you're going to throw the furniture out, at least treat it. Treat the furniture down in the cracks and crevices with diatomaceous stuff. Treat it and then throw it out. But don't just throw it outside. Don't just start throwing everything away. Because a lot of people throw all their stuff away. I didn't throw anything away. I didn't throw anything away. But I know that's the first thing that would come to a person's mind: get rid of everything. But because these bugs are different, these bugs are different. They are different. I have never in my life experienced anything like bed bugs. Ever. 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 So that's basically what I came to say. I'm getting asked that a lot, and I just wanted to come and say it on the live, because a lot of people come to the live and watch my live after the fact. They watch it after the fact, so you'll get to see that all bases need to be covered when you really want to get rid of bed bugs, and you can definitely get rid of them, because I have, and I've gotten rid of them. They have been gone for years. And if I ever get them again, I might not even know that they came in, because I have everything covered, to the fact that all the places that they run and hide, all those places are covered. So they will die out anyway. So Patricia, I don't. I'm about to say I wish you luck, but as long as you do what you're supposed to do, or what you need to do, you will definitely get rid of these bugs. We just have to be careful and mindful of where we go, and we have to pay attention. It's a sad thing that everywhere we go and stuff, I do this everywhere I go. I'm sorry, and I don't go many places. I stay in the house all the time. Ever since I encountered bed bugs, I don't really like company. I don't like going out. None of that. Ever since I encountered them, because I just don't want that experience again. But some of us have to leave out. I'm retired, and I do things on my online and make extra money, so I don't have to go to a job every day. But we just have to be mindful that they are everywhere, and they could possibly be anywhere that we go. If we go out to eat, if we go to a family member's house, if we go to work, if our kids go to school, recreation places, the movies, hospitals, wherever, they could be any and everywhere. How much powder do you need to put down? Does it have to be thick, or do you keep it on or vacuum? No, you don't. No, 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 no. You can't put a thick layer of powder down. They can't walk over it without even touching their bodies. It has to be like a thin layer. But all that stuff is in. It's in the exactly how you need to put the powder down, the way you need to put it down, the places you need to cover. That emergency plan is so thorough. You'll see it. You'll see. But it tells you everything you need to know. You haven't had anyone over in 5 years. So you say it's been 5 years since you had to deal with that, since you had that encounter. And you don't have to vacuum it up. The only time you vacuum it up mainly if once it gets dirty, because sometimes dust fly through our houses all the time. It's dust everywhere. So if you just notice that it just looks real dusty and dirty, and you just want to get it up, the best vacuum cleaners to use are the ones that comes with the bag. They have the bag on it, but that should be in the vacuum. Yeah, the vacuum and bag, that's in the book too. Those are the best vacuums to use to get the powder up. What else? Excuse me. Trying to think, lost my train of thought. Out of vacuum bags. Oh yeah, they can walk across the powder. If the powder is too thick, you will see every now. Sometimes you can see these little teeny little dots. Look like little dots. It's not black or no color. You can just tell there's something been walking across it. Just like snow. When you walk across snow, you can see people footprints. Every once in a while, you can see those little footprints of them walking across it because you'll see like little holes or little dots in it. So that's what I had seen because in the beginning I put too much powder down. It was trial and error with me because I had nobody to give me any direction. Everything I did I learned on my own, and all of that. But once I started putting it down thin and all of that, that's when everything started changing. Until that day, I still never seen any dead bugs laying around. I don't know where they well, no, no, no. I never seen any in my room. Not dead. One day I was sitting up on my bed and I was writing something. I was writing some notes and I got bit on my leg. First time I ever got bit on my leg because the only place they ever bit me most of the time was the back of my neck. I felt something biting on my leg and I already knew it was a bed bug. So I tried to be real still as possible. So I just slightly moved my leg a little bit and that thing went running so fast. I didn't know where it went. And something told me to hit my tablet. I hit the book and opened it and for a few pages, there it was. I smashed it in the middle of the book. That was the only time I got bit on my leg. When I treated my bed and the exterminator guy came to look and make sure everything was gone, I ain't had no traces of bugs or nowhere in my room. And I told him, I said I was getting bit in here. So where I'd have no idea where they could have ran to. And I'm not getting bit anymore, but he didn't find any on my bed or anything. Now, in my son's room, when we flipped their beds over, we found dead bugs under their box spring. When I treated their beds and stuff, we found dead bugs under both of their beds and box spring. When we went into the living room, where my furniture was, and we flipped the furniture over, because I cut the lining off the bottom of my furniture. I didn't only treat the furniture on the top. I took the pillows off and put powder all down in the cracks and crevices. I flipped my furniture over first and cut that lining off, and I put powder all up in the wooden frame. When he came and he checked, it was about 8 dead bugs in the frame of my furniture. Then he checked my swivel chair. It was like 1 or 2 dead bugs in the swivel chair. And yeah, he said after that, he said, I think he found 2 live bugs in my sunroom when he came that day. When he came to check, 2 live bugs in my sunroom. And this man, he got the bug and picked it up in his hand and just did like this. I said, okay, all right. But he said, I'll be back in like 2 weeks. He said, in 2 weeks, I guarantee you when I come back, it ain't going to be any bugs here. He said, you done wiped everything out. So I don't have to really treat your house or do anything because I see you already did it. He said, but if you feel comfortable, I'll just spray some, what do you spray? I'll spray some Semexa and I'll spray some Crossfire around the furniture, bottom of your furniture, and the beds. I said, well, if you think if you think it'll help, go ahead. He said, well, whatever I spray, 2 hours, everything they'll be dead and it won't be affected. I said, well, you can just go ahead and do it for the heck of it. So he did. When he came back 2 weeks later, no traces of anything. So and I was cleared from that point. And I waited for like a year, and then I said I'm gonna go ahead and move because I didn't have another encounter. And so I don't know how they smell. I've heard about the smell, and when I think when people have a certain size infestation is when you smell it. I don't know what they smell like. But what have I heard? I've heard, well, I know the blood. If they sucking a lot of blood and they breathing a lot, that the smell of blood, once dried up blood and all that blood and stuff, that smells. But I heard that they got a smell to them. My infestation didn't get that bad. It didn't get bad at all. It was just the bites. They were biting me and they was tearing me apart. I was losing it mentally. But yeah, I've definitely heard about the smell. Can you describe the smell? What it smelled like to you? Okay, you said you squished them and they smell like death. Oh, wow. Well, they are sucking human blood. So, that blood just sitting, it doesn't smell good after blood set for a while. It is a awful smell. Wow. Well, the one that I smashed in the book, I didn't smell anything, and it was like a younger bug, and I didn't even know that they bite. Because I mean, I know the females, they do it, they suck the blood to lay the eggs, but this bug it wasn't even a regular color of a bed bug. It was kind of light. It was a lighter color. So I don't know what stage it was in, because they have 5 stages before they can breed, and this one was kind of light. It was sort of a light bug, but it was definitely a bed bug. I felt that bite right on my leg. And they always bit me, like I said, on the back of my neck. Always on the back of my neck. Almost the same places. Then I had these big knots on the back of my neck. I'm scratching. Jesus. Whew. Wow. I never smelled that smell, but I have heard some people say that smell is horrible. And one of the ladies told me that's how she knew she had them, because she kept trying to figure out where the smell was coming from. But she said at first she could not figure it out. Every time but what she wasn't looking out down in cracks and crevices either, because she didn't know to do that. We walk around and we try to look for the obvious, something that's visible to our eye. So we look at all the places where they're definitely not going to be. So the main place where if anybody think they have bugs, flip these mattresses over. Look at the up under the folds of the mattresses. Look in your furniture. Flip these furnitures over, these beds over. Look up in the box springs, down in the cracks and crevices of these chairs and all of that, and these little tiny holes and stuff and cracks and floor on the wall. Like you said, the carpet, around the edges of the carpet, around the walls. Those are the places that you look. But just looking like sitting somewhere and looking at a chair or looking at the bed or looking at the floor, no, you're not going to see them. That smell like death, my gosh. Whew. That's horrible. That is horrible. Oh. Okay, let me see what time it is. Okay, I have an hour before I need to go to my next. And I have an appointment coming up with someone, so I have to prepare for that. So, Patricia, it was nice chatting with you, and I will put the link to the action plan in the description. If you have anything more that you would want to ask or anything, you can put it in the comment section, because I'm due for an appointment, so I have to go now. And you have a blessed rest of your day.